In a world where dreams meet reality, there exists a place where your business can flourish. That place is Shopify. Imagine having the power to craft your online store with tools that make it as easy as a gentle breeze. Whether you're an artisan of handmade wonders, a creator of digital treasures, or a curator of the latest trends, Shopify stands by your side. With its customizable templates, seamless integrations, and support that's always there, your dream store is just a heartbeat away. Join millions of visionaries around the globe and let Shopify guide you on your journey. Visit roguemedianetwork.com/Shopify. That's roguemedianetwork.com/SHOPIFY. And embark on your free trial. Shopify, where your commerce dreams come to life.
Most bankers aren't ready to help you until after their third cup of coffee. But with Central National Bank's after-hours service, you don't have to wait for the bank lobby to open to get help. You can contact us from 6 to 8:30 in the morning or from 5 to 10 in the evening, and we'll connect you to a real, live, local person who can answer questions and fix problems 7 days a week. Bank different. Bank Central. Central National Bank. Member FDIC.
Everybody, welcome to What's Up Waco with Erica Boisvert, your local Waco agent. We are going to be getting into some good information about downtown Waco. We will also touch on the real estate market. That's the world I live in. Hey everybody, welcome back to What's Up Waco with your local real estate agent, Erica Boisvert. I am joined today by my friend, Ken Noble. Ken, hello.
Hello, how are you, ma'am?
So good. Thank you for being here today.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a pleasure.
No, I'm so excited to have you here because I think you have such a cool and unique perspective. Part of the focus of this podcast is to introduce people to all the cool businesses that are in Waco. I think people don't know what Waco has to offer. And you, I feel, know better than anybody. You should probably be running this show and being like, Erica, you need to go talk to these people.
Nice.
So what do you think? How do you enjoy Waco?
Well, so my wife and I moved here in June of 2020, right in the middle of the pandemic, about a year after I'd started my own business. And so I was literally starting from scratch in the middle of a pandemic in a new community where I knew zero people.
Yeah. So fun.
Yeah, so fun. But to be honest with you, we weren't even here maybe a year, but I'd already felt so connected to the community within the year that I was here than I had in the previous 7 years at my previous location. I was in Midland, Texas.
Isn't that crazy?
Yes.
I feel like that's a common thread when I talk to business owners, that the Waco small business community is so welcoming and open and willing to like talk to people. Like they don't shut you out.
Yeah. Now, there is a little bit of a dichotomy in some of the things that I noticed, because when I first got here and I was reaching out to some people, you know, because what I do with my business is leadership training and development and coaching. And surprisingly, Waco has a ton of those opportunities. Yeah, I didn't know that,
really?
did you? Yeah. And so when I started reaching out to people, you know, people said, well, you know, Waco is a bigger city, but it's got this small city mentality.
Oh, for sure.
And so I was like, well, explain that to me. Well, you kind of got to be in the know. You got to know certain people. And while I have found that to be true in certain areas, I think that there's enough of an influx of not Waco born and bred people that we just kind of bypass all of that.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. It's like,
it does make sense.
You know, it's like, oh, well, there's plenty of people who weren't born and bred here that I can connect with. And,
you
know, but not that Waco, I really haven't had any kind of issues with any of those, you know,
like the natives.
Yeah, the natives that I was told that it would be. But of course, I am a native Texan. Unlike
I mean, that
people.
helps. Oh, okay. We're gonna get personal today. All right, Mr. Noble. No, yeah, that it does help.
Yeah.
I do have to dig out the whole "my grandma was born in Sweetwater" card sometimes.
Oh yeah, see, that's my hometown area.
Is it really?
Yeah, I was born and raised in Big Spring.
How did that not ever come up before?
I don't know, because you've never had to confess that your
right.
grandmother was from Sweetwater.
I never had to justify myself to you. I'm like, hold on. I probably have deeper Texas roots than you do, buddy. I don't. So. But very cool. So overall, I think it's just a great community to be part of.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. Yeah.
And so I do want to touch on what you do, because I think it is, even though you say it's a saturated market, that's news to me.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty involved in the small business community. So like, what other opportunities?
I wouldn't say that it's a saturated market.
Okay.
I would say that there's a large number of people that are kind of in the similar market, not necessarily saturated, because what I do is very unique than other people.
True.
So there's like Dr. Michael Godfrey with True Life Leadership.
Okay, yeah.
And then there was Ian, who passed away this past year, Ian Dawson, who was with LMI SMI, which LMI SMI started here in Waco, has been here forever.
He was fantastic.
Then my friend Reagan Patterson has Action Coach. There's, I forgot the other. But anyways, there's like 4 or 5 different companies, and there's, I just recently met a guy. I'm on the Hewitt Chamber. I'm one on the board, and there's a new guy in town, Joseph Hester, who has his company called Business Locksmith, which is very similar to what some of us do as well.
Okay, but yours is unique. Mm-hmm. I think your approach is unique.
Yes, my approach. So for me, I've been certified and trained through the John Maxwell team. Mm-hmm. I mean, most people in leadership world know who John Maxwell is. He's written over 100 books.
He's up there, yeah.
Been around for 40 years writing. Mm-hmm. And so I'm an executive director on his team, which is now called Maxwell Leadership. It used to be the John Maxwell team, but they rebranded last year. Mm-hmm. And so I got certified in 2017, and then joined mentorship in 2018, became an executive director in 2019. And so I have a huge library of John Maxwell resources. I have a network of literally 35,000 coaches throughout the globe.
Wow.
That if I can't help you, I could probably connect you with somebody that could help you.
Nice.
In a certain area. And so, so for me, when I first started my business, I was in the Permian Basin, right? Midland, Odessa, all the oil field, all the stuff. Mm-hmm. And for me, my target market, the avatar, right? Mm-hmm. You always got to have the avatar, was a business, an oil field related business that was 2 to 10 years old, that had grown really, really fast. And they were anywhere from 2 to 200 people.
Okay.
Just because what happens is when you start a mom and pop industry, all of a sudden you start growing and you're having to hire people, and you know how to do the business, but you don't know how to do the business. And then you got to lead people. You know what I mean?
You don't know how to manage, and you're not ready for the business aspect.
Yeah. And a lot of times in the oil field industry, you see these guys that graduate with these degrees. Yeah. And they come out and they automatically become supervisors.
Oh, yeah. Ooh,
but
that's
yet
rough.
they have no people skills. Mm-hmm. And so that was really what I wanted to target. Well,
and you probably have to bridge that gap too between people who know how to do it with their hands and people who know how to do it from a textbook, and and making sure that they can talk to each other.
Yeah, well,
that's rough.
And in the oil field industry, right, you have people that they're great technicians, and they're like, "You're such a fantastic technician. We're going to put you in charge of all the technicians." Oh, and it's just like, no.
And they're like, no.
They know how to turn the knobs and push the buttons, but they don't necessarily know how to turn people's knobs and push people's buttons in the right way, right?
But I was going to say, they might push some buttons.
They might push some buttons, but but
it won't get you the response you're hoping for.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. And so whenever the pandemic happened, right, that kind of shut me down because I couldn't do leadership training and development.
Right. Okay.
So we ended up doing some switching around, and I was able to do it via Zoom. I ended up with I have a very, very large oil company that I work with, and I feel like I did, I don't even know. It was probably 20 weeks, like half a year's worth of 2-hour meetings every week.
Oh my gosh.
Training all of their first-time supervisors via Zoom. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, being here, I couldn't just knock on a door at, say, Magnolia and say, "Hey, I do leadership training and development." Nobody was doing it, and so I've always had coaching as a part of my business model. Okay, and so I had to make the switch to marketing myself as a coach, and so in doing that, I realized I knew how to coach, but I didn't know how to build a coaching business.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you know how to sell a house, right?
Yeah, I can sell a house, but building the business is a whole other animal.
Yeah. And so 2021 was a whole lot of learning all that. At the same time, though, I'd gotten really involved in the community. Yep. And this community was a great support, and people were pointing me here and pointing me there. And all in all, things have done well. I mean, I'm not like schmoozing in billions of dollars here. But I mean, you know, we're paying the bills and we're doing what we can. I still want to improve. I'm ready to, I was just talking with a friend the other day. I'm ready to kind of get back into that, going after the corporate leadership stuff. I actually picked up a client in Ennis, Texas. I'd done some work with them before, right in the middle of the pandemic, and then they were doing some stuff. And so I've gone back in and we're starting a new program with them. And
Good.
so, yeah. So what I do is kind of unique because I do one-on-one coaching, anywhere from life coaching level, like where it's just, you know, hey, I'm a mom and I want to be a blogger, kind of, you know, how do I do it?
Yeah.
You know? And I'm like, I don't know. I've never been a blogger. How do you do it? You know, that's the thing about coaching is it's always about asking, you know.
But you're also so good at, you're very personable.
Thank you.
And encouraging.
I do my best.
And you hold people accountable.
Yes.
Which is the part that nobody likes, but it's the part that we need.
Well, honestly, that's really the part that you pay for that you don't like.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like when it comes to that kind of stuff is like, okay, I mean, I have coaches, right? I mean, I know that on Mondays at 1:00 in the afternoon, I'm going to get on a phone call with my coach and he's going to ask me, hey, so tell me how your week went. Did you do what you said you were going to do? Did you do the things? Right. You know, and that's another thing too, is this, the coaching market, right, is flooded with people who claim to be a coach, right? And you can always find somebody cheaper than me, but can you find somebody cheaper than me that actually has a certification or a license? I mean, you know.
I mean, you can always find cheaper.
Yeah.
But it doesn't make it better.
No, not at all.
You get what you pay for.
Yeah, you really do. And, you know, compared to the national market, I'm actually low. People, you know, a lot of times my price point turns people off.
Okay.
And they're like, oh, wow, I didn't know it was expensive. And I'm like, you haven't really researched it then. Because I mean, there's some expensive stuff out there.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean.
And some expensive stuff that if you don't look into it, you can get a little swindled.
Well, yeah, I mean,
that exists in every coaching market, but I think that, you know, for value wise, what you do and what you charge line up. Yeah. It almost benefits the person who hires you, actually.
Well, I mean,
of course.
Part of what I do within my coaching packages is I go above and beyond. It's like, look, you get 2 extra phone calls a month if you want to use them. You know, it's just there.
Okay.
It's almost like having me on retainer.
Yeah.
But you know what? I think I've had one client in the 5 years that I've been doing this full time that has actually called.
Really?
Yeah. And I tell everybody, okay, hey, I'll see you in 2 weeks, but don't forget you've got extra phone calls. If you need them, just let me know.
Do you find that people wait and like make a list of things they want to bring to you on your biweekly call, or they just don't take advantage?
I think the thought of I can pick up a phone, and call somebody to help me think through a situation that I'm kind of struggling with and I'm not sure about is just so foreign. Yeah. Because let's be honest, in society today, we're not the most encouraging and helpful of societies.
Right. You know? Well, and I feel people feel like it's a failure to ask for help.
Oh, yeah.
And so absolutely. That always that stigma is always there, right?
Yeah. Oh,
even
for sure.
Though I think the strongest people, I was taught this at one of my jobs, the strongest people are the ones who know they need help and can verbalize where they need the help and say, hey, hey, you're better at this than I am. Help me focus. Help me dial this in.
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
Absolutely.
And that's what you're there for.
Yeah, and that's literally what I'm there for. I mean, I'm a thinking partner. I'm an encourager. I'm a cheerleader. It's like, hey, you know, yay, you did great, and you're like, well, I didn't do so great. No, you did something, and that's great. Right. I'm that accountability partner. Yep. You know, like I just love everything about it, and of course, the reason that I love doing it so much is because in my previous life, that's what I did. You know, I was a pastor for almost 20 years, and so it's one of those things where, you know, it comes very naturally to me. And when I took my first coaching course, I wasn't even thinking about becoming a coach. It was just, hey, what's this thing? And I did it, and it helped me to become a better pastor. You know, helping people navigate their own way through their problems instead of giving this ABC, follow this path thing that usually doesn't work anyways.
No, and then they need you even more.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
no, that's really neat. I do remember that was your background, but I think it's also evident in your I don't know, there's just a light in you.
Well, thank you.
I think that's part of the personable pieces, and it's authentic, which I dig. I can't handle people that try to be something else. I just can't even. I don't have time. I just don't have time.
Yeah. Well, so for me, I do a lot with the DISC assessments and the personality stuff, and I'm a high D.
Okay.
And for those of you who don't know that are listening to this, there's 4 types of people, and a high D is that high driving kind of person. Like we're going to get things done.
Let's go.
You know, kind of bulldozer has been, maybe have been called a time or two.
Aww.
I don't know. Now then, I have mitigated and overcome a lot of different areas, but I mean that's still something that we all work on our weak areas. But one of the things about being a high D is you don't really trust people. You're always like, oh, what's their motive? Right? You're always kind of looking. Because as a high D, I don't want to be taken advantage of.
Okay.
And so I'm always like, okay, what's the motive? Even
what's your
in
angle?
terms,
What are you
what's your
getting at?
And so I'm like you when it's like, you're a little too friendly. Like, I mean, I'm friendly, but you're a little too friendly. It's like,
that must be a lot for you to call somebody overly friendly. They must be like, whoo.
Yeah, I had a friend, another pastor on staff, and I used to call him Captain Positivity because he was so positive it drove me nuts.
Oh,
like I'm a positive person.
Yeah,
but this guy was like over the top, through the roof. I'm like, dude, I just can't.
Too much.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe a little.
No, I mean, he's a great guy, and he really is. He really is just that positive.
Real? Oh, it's not fake at all?
No.
Oh, I wouldn't trust it.
Yeah, no, he's literally, I mean, he's just one of the, man, there's a butterfly right around the corner going to land on my hand, and I'm going to sing freaking Disney songs. Like, he's like a male version of a Disney princess. It's just ridiculous.
Just talking to animals and seeing the good and everything.
I mean, it's,
That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, it is, but it can be annoying.
Okay. See?
Especially if I haven't had enough coffee in the morning.
And you're like, no.
It's like, morning, Andrew.
Oh, no. Uh-oh, now the name's out there. Hi, Andrew.
Yeah. Well,
if you hear this.
If he hears this. But he knows. I used to call him Captain Positivity to his face.
Oh, so, cute. Yeah. That's fine. I mean, no fears. I think I have like 5 people who listen.
Oh.
Yay. Hi, guys.
Nice.
But
you've got a really good voice, though. I'm like, listening.
People keep saying that.
I'm listening. Like, you could be a morning talk show host on the radio. So
I'd be down.
People tell me I the same thing. Like last night, I was at emceeing at Bear Arms, and there was a new group of college law students from Baylor that were there that played trivia last night. And they're like, "Oh my gosh, do you do radio?" Blah blah blah. I was like, "Well, my mom did say I had a face for radio."
You do have a radio voice. I feel like we've talked about this before. You just have it's just very rich. And I'm glad you brought that up because I was going to ask, you're back at it doing trivia? Are you doing it weekly?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
I have a mastermind that I attend on the first Wednesday of every month. But yeah, I've been back doing trivia since, probably September. October.
No, really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I don't go out. I'm a hermit. When I can be home, I'm like,
when you've got 27 kids and 18 cows and 19 horses, and
I'm like, don't give Scott ideas. We don't have cattle yet.
Oh, I thought you did. Just horses.
Just the one.
Oh.
Just our old man Hefe.
A horse.
A horse. Well, probably because you see Scott looking for horses on Facebook every day. It probably seems like we have a lot. Just the one little dude.
Just the one little dude. But yet you guys are always out at the farm.
We are
fixing fence and doing.
Oh, that's the joy of owning land. Yeah, we're constantly fixing. We need to get out there and put up some more.
Nice.
As soon as the weather is nicer.
I mean, we're not California nice weather, but I mean, come on, it's relatively decent.
Today is nice. Yeah. It was just iced over last week, and
Yeah.
Oh, we've been out there when I felt like my fingers were gonna fall off. I'm preaching to the choir. I'm like a weekend farmer, and true people who have to knock that out in their real life every day. Yeah. I'll shut up now out of respect for them because we get to pick and choose.
How funny.
But yeah. So how are you liking Waco?
We love it.
Yes. Okay.
When my wife and I decided to move here, we moved here due to some family health issues with her parents.
Okay.
They're over in Fairfield. It's about an hour and a half away.
Mm-hmm.
And when we made this move, I was like, hopefully this is like our forever home. Like, because in ministry, you move around
a lot, right?
a lot. Yeah. Like I was at 3 different churches in the course of 20 years,
wow.
And so when we moved here, it was like, maybe this will be the forever home. And it's like, it's got everything we wanted, right?
Okay.
Trees,
yes.
green, there's 2 rivers, there's a lake 20 minutes from the house. That doesn't include all the other lakes in the area.
Right.
The people are great. There's plenty of things to do. I mean, Waco's got great shopping options, great food options. And then if I'm not happy, I only have to go an hour and a half to either Austin or Dallas.
Yep.
I mean, it's like, wait, this is like a magical land nobody talks about.
I know. Thank you.
I mean, I love Waco. And then you talk to people that have grown up in Waco, and they're like, "What? You love Waco?"
And yet they're still here. Or some of them have come back.
Yeah.
And they're like, "You're right.
Yeah.
It's great."
Yeah. Well, I mean, seriously, Waco's great. I immediately got involved in the chambers when I moved here and decided I was going to go ahead and move forward with my business. Got involved in 2 chambers, became an ambassador on both of them. One of them, I was asked to be on the board of directors, which I've already done a year with the Hewitt Chamber on the board of directors. I love it. I'm the chairperson for the Nacho Daddy Car Show this year.
Are you?
Yeah.
Ooh, that'll be fun.
Yeah,
good for you.
It's going to be a lot of fun work.
That's a lot of work.
It depends on how you build it.
Okay.
I mean, it's. You and I serve on another committee together.
Yes, we do. Alzheimer's Walk.
Yeah, that's right. And so yeah, I mean, if you're not giving tasks to people to do, it all falls on your lap.
Yeah.
And so for me, I mean, this is what I do. I do leadership training and development, teamwork, and all that stuff. And so I'm like, okay, what do you feel good at? What do you want to take care of? Okay, boom, boom, boom. All right, here's what I need you to do. And I'm just lining it out and getting things done. And man, I feel like we're ahead of the game right now, and it's going to be a great turnout, and it's for a great cause, Hunger Free MISD.
For when is it this year?
It is March 18th. It's Saturday.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, so about a month and a half away.
Okay.
And we've got some good sponsors. There's sponsorships available if anybody's out there looking to be a sponsor for different things. I did not plan on talking about this today,
no,
so
you're
I
fine.
don't ask me what they are.
You can look at it.
Yeah, but yeah. So there's lots of good things going with that, and then of course, you connect with other people who say, hey, you want to be involved in this and that, and you gotta have some good balance. But my friend Reese Flood invited me to join the Walk to End Alzheimer's.
Yes.
And so I've done that 2 years. Yeah, he is fantastic. And so so this year I'm actually chairing their executive committee, which is
You are?
Yeah.
Oh, very cool.
I co-chaired that. So the first year I was just on the committee. The second year I co-chaired the executive committee with Reese, which is the committee that finds sponsorships outside of the healthcare industry, which that's what you were on with us.
Yep.
And then this year I told him I would chair it.
Okay.
And so that way he can focus on being just the chair of the overall committee.
Okay.
Yeah. So
very cool.
Yeah.
Ooh, exciting. And you invited me to that, and I really appreciate it.
I did.
I love it.
So.
That is something that is near and dear to my heart.
Yeah. Well, for me, there's so many great opportunities to serve your community here in Waco.
There are.
Like Waco, I mean, in Midland, where I was at before, there was this huge, the biggest givers per capita anywhere in the world, of course, because of all the oil money.
Yeah.
Right. But I think here in Waco, there's so many civic service options. Like, there's different ways to volunteer your time, to give of your money, to support others in just all kinds of things. I mean, I don't want to say that there's needs everywhere, but I mean, I think that there's opportunities everywhere to meet needs. And I feel like Waco is really aware of that. I mean, what they do downtown with the arts and cultural stuff.
Creative Waco and Creative Waco, Unbound Waco, Foster Village. I mean, there's so many different ways to plug in. I
mean, there's just, I can't keep track of all of them, honestly. And I am very much a giver and a giving kind of person, and I have to go, okay, I have to choose.
Yeah.
How much of myself can I give away? And part of the reason I'm no longer in ministry is because I gave myself away a little too much all the time. And so yeah, I mean, right now I'm focused on, okay, here's the things that I'm doing, that I'm giving and taking care of. But then on the flip side, here's what I'm not going to give up. And here's, you got to say no to the good to say yes to the best.
You're right. And whatever works best for you. And you have a passion to give your time to, right? I mean, but I think that's a cool perspective. I've never thought about, even though I'm, involved in different things, I've never really thought about all of the opportunities here in Waco to really serve your community.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not always people with a handout. Sometimes they're like, we need boots on the ground. Like, come fill these backpacks, please.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
I mean, it's
Shepherd's
simply,
Heart,
that's what I was about to say. Shepherd's Heart, all you got to do is just show up and fill grocery bags.
Right.
I mean, there's all kinds of things that can be done in a great community. I mean, Waco really is a great community that is doing its best to navigate this explosive growth that they've had over the last 10 years. Right? They're navigating that and meeting the needs that come along with that explosive growth. And, I mean, without sounding, kind of cheesy, I mean, it's this, we're growing and expanding, but at the same time, so are the needs that are growing and expanding. And there's that, trying to find that balance. And I think Waco's doing a relatively good job.
Agree. I think that some of the people coming in are kind of willing to literally roll up sleeves and jump in, which is what you need and what makes it a good community. I'm glad that you kind of brought that up and vocalized it, articulated it really well. It's something that lives in the back of my mind, but I don't really, when I'm telling people, no, Waco's a great place to live, I totally leave that out.
Yeah.
It's a great place to serve, and people do it.
Yeah.
That's the heart of Waco.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, Waco's got a lot of great everything. I mean, there's great churches, there's great opportunities to serve, there's great community events.
Yeah.
I mean, did you know, I found this out.
What?
Probably in the last year and a half. Did you know that our park,
Which park?
the big park,
Lions?
No. The
Cameron Park.
Cameron Park.
My
I
bad.
just went blank. Did you know that Cameron Park is the second largest park inside of city limits in the country?
I did. Isn't that crazy?
Isn't that crazy? The one that beats it is Central Park in New York City.
Yes.
Like,
Fun fact.
That's
it.
That's it. Did you also know that Waco hosts like a major Frisbee golf tournament?
Only because driving by is a little rough sometimes. Yeah, no, it's cool.
I mean, we have like Ironman triathlons. I mean, there's like
pickleball.
Yeah, pickleball. Like
all the things.
It's like, this is Waco that nobody talks about.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
everybody just thinks it's like, I say this all the time, we're either blowing up houses or fixing up houses, and it's like a podunk little out in the middle of nowhere town, but it's not. And if you want to think that and you don't want to explore, I'm sure more natives than not would appreciate that. But I love the growth.
Oh, yeah.
And it's working out so beautifully.
Well, I mean, it's a double-edged sword, right?
For sure.
I mean, like, when you grow, you gotta, when you grow, you gotta buy bigger pants or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, and so it's one of these situations. Like, there's some growth happening, and there's some revitalization of downtown, and some things are happening. But now we've got to shift some things that are downtown that they don't fit anymore.
True.
or like, okay, well, how can we better serve this community and this population?
Yeah.
I mean, Waco's downtown is absolutely beautiful, and it's rippling outward. I mean, we're here at Rogue Media.
Oh yeah,
over here on Webster, but I remember when they were on Franklin, and then they were closer to downtown, which is right next to where they're opening up the Silo.
Oh, the Magnolia Hotel. Yeah, over on Washington. Yeah.
And now they're over here, and it's just like they're moving around a lot because they have to, because growth is happening.
Oh yeah.
And I think that can be a little cumbersome, especially if people don't like change.
True. Which is most people. I think most people are kind of averse to change, right?
Well, and that's what I was about to say. 63% of the population tests as an S, which is they're steady, they're supportive, they don't like change, right? They're S's. We don't like change. We don't like to do things. And so if 63% of the population is that, when change happens, there's definitely going to be this, I don't know. I mean, I can't do anything on, triathlon weekend because there's traffic everywhere.
It's
like,
you got to adapt.
Yeah.
I feel like I should take my DISC assessment again, because I did test as an S, but I don't think that fits anymore.
So here's what I'm going to tell you. I recommend taking one every 3 to 5 years, just because you kind of adjust and you change. Definitely a year after a major change. So like a major job change, a year to 2 years after that, those kind of things.
I'm like, check. Moving cross country, check.
Check.
You know what else I like about Waco? That this is probably where we'll kind of wrap it up as far as perspective in Waco and all that. But I think when you move to the bigger cities, quote, Dallas or Austin, there's like an autonomy that comes with it. And so, which is good and bad, right?
Yeah.
But in Waco, I don't think you have that. Everybody knows everybody. A lot of people are truly blood related. I mean, you got to watch your step. Like, don't be that guy, because that really is so-and-so's cousin.
Yeah.
And they're going to see each other on Sunday. And I like that. And I think that's what keeps that small town vibe, even though the amenities that we're getting here fall in line with more of big city.
Yeah. Well, for me, I like it because I grew up small town. I grew up in Big Spring, Texas, 20,000 people.
Yeah.
Everybody knew everybody and everybody knew each other's business.
Oh, yeah.
And I had a lot of friends and, just the connectivity, and then, being here, I do have that small town vibe of, hey, how's so-and-so doing? I haven't seen him in a while. Oh, they're doing, and you can just have conversations about mutual friends or whatever. And so, I mean, it's like if I need something, I can reach out to, hey, do you know anybody who does X, Y, Z? Oh, yeah, such and such does. It's not like, well, there's this place that I've never used.
Right.
Like,
and that's my favorite part. And when you get those recommendations, like, oh, I've worked with him a couple times, 3, you can trust, because everybody really kind of knows each other or knows of.
Yeah, for sure.
I just think it's a good, like a little distinction from the big cities, and why it remains to feel small and comfortably.
Yeah.
A community, really great community.
It's a really great community.
Yeah. So Ken, if people want to learn more about what you do and your unique approach to business leadership and coaching, where's the best way to get in touch with you?
The best way would probably be through, email, I guess.
Really? Okay.
You can find me on just almost any social media platform at The Ken Noble.
Cool.
The little A, The Ken Noble. And so, but I post on Instagram once every great while. Twitter, I go in spurts. Facebook, I'm pretty.
you've been pretty active on Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook, I'm pretty easy to find. I actually have a free complimentary leadership Facebook group.
You do?
Yep.
It's a good one.
Oh, thanks. Thank you very much. Yeah, so it's Leadership Mentoring with Ken Noble on Facebook. Anybody can join. I do videos a couple times a week, special content, that kind of thing. I have newsletters that I just recently started sending out. I'm finally growing up and becoming a big boy. I have my own newsletter. Yeah, I have my own newsletter, It's all those things
all the business things
that you're like, oh, you need to do these things. I don't want to do those things. Do the things.
The teacher becomes the student.
Yeah, it's
becomes the teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah. So very cool. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm pretty easy to find, nobleleadershipsolutions.com.
Nice. Well, thank you so much for being here today. Yeah. I really appreciate your time.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's been good to see you.
Yeah.
Everybody, you know how to get a hold of me at Erica Sells Texas or at the Boisvert Realty Team all over social media. And that's pretty much it. 254-447-0180. If you have questions about Waco, real estate, hanging out with Ken more, feel free to reach out. And that is today. Thank you so much for listening in. Topic you want to talk about? Do you have questions about Waco, the real estate market, how to sell your house, what to look for when you're buying a home? Send me an email, ericasellstexas@gmail.com. Shoot me a text, 254-447-0180. Happy to chat about it. Find me anywhere you listen to your podcasts or at roguemedianetwork.com.
In a world where dreams meet reality, there exists a place where your business can flourish. That place is Shopify. Imagine having the power to craft your online store with tools that make it as easy as a gentle breeze. Whether you're an artisan of handmade wonders, a creator of digital treasures, or a curator of the latest trends, Shopify stands by your side. With its customizable templates, seamless integrations, and support that's always there, your dream store is just a heartbeat away. Join millions of visionaries around the globe and let Shopify guide you on your journey. Visit roguemedianetwork.com/Shopify. That's roguemedianetwork.com/SHOPIFY. And embark on your free trial. Shopify, where your commerce dreams come to life.